Can y'all hear me now? Okay, great. All right, y'all. So it'll be a little bit louder today because the air conditioner here works, but it's still original to the building. So when it's 100 degrees outside, it's hard for it to keep up. So I think it's better to have a loud fan to have some kind of air circulating than us being here stagnant and hot. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for today. So I see some new faces. So hi, welcome. My name is Annie, aka the Niger Goddess, and this is our art and science of world cuisine class, where we do nutrition and cooking and eating for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I have a lot of stuff to go through today. Now I'm going to start with a little disclaimer before. Well, actually, I'm going to go through the housekeeping. I heavily encourage you all to patronize our restaurants. You can order now during, not after class anymore because the kitchen be closed, but don't feel like you're going to disrespect me because I'm up here cooking something and you eating something else. Like, it's all good. Okay, we encourage that. Chef's back there whipping stuff up for you all. And if you all, for those of you who did come on Friday to our monthly event that we host here every month, we had our karaoke party and it was a major success. We had a lot of fun. There were a lot of people. Hey, Barbara, welcome. And so we encourage you all. So next month's event is bingo. I don't know the date yet, but Trisha back there is going to be the bingo person or whatever it's called, and we're going to have a good time. I haven't played bingo in a long time, but we'll have some prizes. We'll have like gas cards, and I think Chef said a TV or something like that. We'll advertise what the prizes will be. But we just like to give back to the community and do some fun community events every month. But we might do karaoke once a month in addition to our event because it was so successful. So if you weren't there, you missed it. You missed out. Okay, it was a good time. Okay. Okay, but keep it on though. Okay. Okay, here comes Darlene. All right, so since we only have one class left next week, I figure I should go and to the archives since I've been doing this class now for a little over 3 years, surprisingly, and do one of my most popular lectures, for lack of a better word, and just because keep it fresh on you all's mind as well. So we're going to talk about sugar today. Sugar, and more sugar, okay? Because most people are addicted to sugar. Now, you all, I gave you all this handout that's from the USDA, so there's a lot of stuff on here that I do not agree with, but we're going to talk through it. Hey, Darlene. Hey, pretty lady. So I'm going to kind of do something new because I know I haven't done a lot of my visual exercises in a while. So I said, let me bring this up. So I have some new folks in here, and I also have some OGs to the class. Oh, some more OGs about to walk in. Before I ask this question, let me let them get through the door. There she is. Hey, Margaret. You look beautiful, too. Hey. Hey, Margaret's friend. Welcome. All right. I'm going to do a demonstration. I have these 2 bottles here. And what's in this bottle? What? Okay, so the true answer, the answer I wasn't looking for, but it's actually correct, is red food coloring that I just picked up at Food Lion, okay? But this is going to represent blood, okay? So this is blood. So for my OGs, there's another OG. Okay, come on, Yvonne. For my OGs, how many liters or how many cups of blood pulse through the human body at any given point of a human adult body? Hey, welcome, Love in Action. So it's always fun to me when I ask a question and y'all start avoiding eye contact with me. Like, I can't see you. Y'all like, I don't remember, huh? Don't remember? You said what? How many liters or cups of blood pulse through the human body, a human adult body at any given time? 22. Approximately 22 what? Cups. Okay, which is 5 liters. 5 liters or approximately 21 and some change cups of blood are going through our bodies, okay, as an adult person. Okay, because we don't use the metric system here. We are on the imperial system, so you might not get 5 liters, but you understand 21 cups, right? So within that 21 and some change cups of blood that go through our body, how much sugar is required to maintain homeostasis? How much sugar? 2 what? 2 tablespoons, 2 grams, 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of sugar is all that is required for the human body to maintain homeostasis with 5 liters of blood. So think about that with how much sugar you actually consume, but your body only requires 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now for my new people in here, because I know all the OGs remember this part, 1 teaspoon of sugar is 4 grams. You know how they have these horrible nutrition facts and everything's in the metric system in grams and you don't know what it is? Divide it by 4. Pull out your calculators if you can't do it in your head. Divide it by 4. That'll tell you how many teaspoons. Okay? Particularly on the added sugars part. All right? So I just laid this out for the foundation we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to quiz you again. So hopefully y'all remember what I just said. 5 liters or 21 some change of cups of blood go through the human adult body. And 1 teaspoon of sugar is all the human body requires. And when I say 1 teaspoon of sugar, I'm talking about naturally occurring sugars that are in fruits and vegetables, not this crap. Okay, literal crap. Now, my mini rant I'm going to go on. I did this lecture last February at Eastway Rec Center where I wasted good hard-earned money buying poison. Okay? And this. And I saved it because I knew I'd do the lecture again. And when I walked up my house, I forgot it. So when I got here, because I live in Gastonia, I had to go back to the grocery store and spend this money on this crap. So there's my receipt, and it's going right back when this class is over, okay? Okay. So again, this is going to represent human blood, yes? All right, so the first, y'all getting a 2 for 1 today. Okay, I'm doing something today. 2 for 1. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Where's one of the kids? Tell them to give me some scissors, please. And this. So right here in this canister that now I've had for years because I stopped using it. So when I went to culinary school, I was a pastry chef. So all the sugars and all the eggs and all the butters and all the things was all the things me. Oh, awesome! Thank you so much. Just a little bit. She's always prepared. Thank you, Rashadat. So this sugar right here, this white sugar here, is called castor sugar, which you hear most of that across the pond. Mostly you hear that in Europe. But if you're in the culinary world and the baking world, you'll hear castor sugar a lot. Who knows what castor sugar is? It's right before you get to powdered sugar. So when they charge you a whole lot, so it's the same sugar. So the regular Dixie crystals, thank you very much. The regular Dixie crystals, they put in a blender or food processor and make it a little bit finer. You get castor sugar. Castor oil. Now that's good for you. And then you take this, you blend it up some more, and you get powdered sugar. So you don't ever have to buy powdered sugar. If you have regular poison, you can just blend it more, and then you have powdered poison, okay? So it's just, you don't have to, it's the same thing, all right? So I'm going to take, now I know I brought, because I was fancy today, that's what it was, okay. I know I brought my little thing. See, I got these for TV. Fancy, okay, brass. Because she know I don't use these at home. Okay, so we have here some whole wheat flour, and of course it's organic because I wouldn't do anything else, right? Whole wheat flour. So I'm going to take a teaspoon of this. I'm going to take a teaspoon of this castor sugar, and I'm going to put it in our blood. Okay, so when I do that, before I do it, what do you all think is going to happen? Which is what's going to cake up? The powdered sugar is going to cake up. The flour is going to cake up. It's going to turn into a paste. Hi, Deb. Welcome back. Dr. Deb's in the building, y'all. Okay, so here's our 1 teaspoon of sugar. So, do y'all see the sugar, or has it already dissolved? It dissolved pretty quickly too, right? So, what does that represent in your blood? What does that represent? A sugar spike. Because so why was there a sugar spike? Because there is no fiber to slow it down, right? To slow down this absorption. Okay, now here's a teaspoon of whole wheat flour. I don't know if they can see this on the camera, Rashidi. So this will take a lot longer to absorb to come this, right? So this means when you're eating this poison or drugs, which is really a drug, which is a poison, this is why you have the insulin spikes. Because there's nothing to slow it down. It's just going to be rapidly absorbed. Versus when you have something that has fiber, it's going to take a minute for this to look like this. So this also means you're going to feel fuller for longer, right? Your blood sugar is going to be stable. Versus this, when you eat that donut, this is what's happening. All right. Versus if you decide to eat, a sweet potato, like we're going to have today. Okay. So this is a little visual that I thought might be helpful, just to refresh the OGs and to bring the newbies up to speed. Okay. So I'm gonna let that be there for a visual reminder. All right. Now that I have your full attention, I think. Okay. Now, OGs, if you know the answer to this question, don't answer it, because you should know the answer to this question. Let's let the newbies try to answer it. When they say, when America was great, make America great again, what time period are they referring to? And I'm not being political at all. This is not MAGA. I'm not talking about civil rights. I'm not talking about any injustices of any sort. But when they're talking about when America was great, when it was at its peak, when it's in its glory days, when was that? For the collective, as I'm saying, take everything political out of it. So not for black people, for white people, for all people, for the collective. When was America the shining glory that she still has the reputation of being today, but is clearly not? That was my personal opinion, YouTube, on that part. You're not sure you were born? I don't think I'm almost certain you weren't born then. What year would that be? In the 40s? Uh-huh. So she's saying the 20s, Pastor saying the 40s. Any other guesses? In the 1800s? Okay. In the 1600s? Okay. Well, the answer I'm going to give you is going to be based off certain things, so it's not my personal opinion. It's not, again, this is not anything to do with equality or Trump. This is not Mac. This is nothing, none of that. Okay, so take any affiliation with that out your head. Okay, so when we're talking about when America was great, it's the early 1900s. Okay, under the Roosevelt presidency. So why do I say that? Because in 1906 in particular, the U.S. was ranked number one amongst industrialized nations for health, and our average annual sugar consumption was 19 pounds per person per year, which sounds like a lot of sugar, right? 19 pounds in a year. Okay, because remember in 1900, we didn't have aisles dedicated to potato chips. We did not have McDonald's and Burger King on every corner. Right, we didn't have all these convenience foods, frozen fruits, high fructose corn syrup. We didn't have those things, right? People still grew their own food. Everything was naturally organic. It wasn't something special and expensive. All the produce was organic naturally, okay? So that's what we're referring to. So if we fast forward from 1906 to 1996, we went from being number one to being number 74. Amongst those same 100 industrialized nations. Because what happened then? We had high fructose corn syrup at that point. We had corn syrup, cane sugar, beet sugar, which is all genetically modified. That's why make sure your sugar, if you're going to buy the poison, hi, welcome, love, and action. If you decide to buy poison, which is this white sugar, make sure it's organic at least. Save yourself the extra chemicals, okay? uh, beet sugar and artificial sweeteners and all the sugar alcohols and things that I've talked to you all about. I think we talked about that last week. That same 19 pounds of sugar per person per year jumped up to 155 pounds of sugar per person per year. 155 pounds. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. Hey, Michelle, I got a new hairdo. Okay, hey, Co. Okay, that was in 96. That was in 1996. So, as of 2010, the USDA, because even though it's a government agency, it's still a business. And any business has to make projections, just like me and Chef, when we have to make projections of what's this restaurant going to do going forward, not just for this month, for the rest of this year, for next year, our 5-year, 10-year outlook, right? The USDA is the same thing. So for every man, woman, and child, the USDA expects that 75 pounds of sugar per person has to be grown, because sugar is a subsidized crop in the United States. So for that subsidy, they're expecting you're going to consume at least 75 pounds of sugar this year. And you're going to consume 75 pounds of sugar this year, and so on and so forth, for every man, woman, and child. Okay? So for folks like me who don't eat refined sugar, then the next kid will eat my portion and then some. Okay?
I was thinking about it. They're going to have like 150 pounds per person, which is a lot.
Correct. Because they're already eating that. The kids today, they don't know what anything real tastes like. Everything has been processed. It's convenience. It's bags of Takis. It's grab and go. It's frozen. It's this, that. And then they wonder why they have ADHD, and they have this and they have that, and they can't focus, and all this stuff where they're eating crap all day and they don't exercise. They're on video games. Okay, but that's a whole other conversation. That was a personal aside. That was not part of today's topic. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's tackle this. So when I was getting my certification in nutrition, they had us track what we ate for a week. And at that time, I thought, oh, I'm good. I don't eat the 2 pounds of sugar per year. But when I did it for me, I was 13 pounds of sugar. And that was because I didn't know until I started using this app called Chronometer that I've told you about several times, where I was like, oh, I didn't realize there's sugar in this. I didn't realize there's sugar in that. And I'm talking about refined sugars, not me eating an apple or anything like that. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so the World Health Organization says if more than 3 to 4% of the GDP, the gross domestic product, is spent on health care, then that country is no longer considered healthy. So that same fact applies on a smaller level, like with a family. And most families spend more than 3% of their income on health care. And I hate to even call it health care because it's sick management. That's what it is, okay? It's not health care, but that's what they want to call it. Okay. All right. As of 2016, 17% of the United States GDP is spent on health care. So that's out that 3 to 4 range that the World Health Organization deemed the country is healthy, right? Okay, that's just something. So in 1962, 46% of Americans were obese, overweight, or morbidly obese. And at that time in 1946, hey, welcome back. At that time in 1946, the dinner plate was 9 inches, which is what most people use as a saucer today. Okay, that was the dinner plate. Fast forward to 2008, 75% of Americans are either overweight, obese, morbidly obese, and the dinner plate is now 12 inches. So before, if you had 3 major meals on a 9-inch plate, you have about, your plate was full, it'll be about 2,400 calories in that day versus now 5,700 calories in a day. And so unless you are a high performance athlete, 5,700 calories in a day, you're going to keep gaining weight if you fill in your plate. Just get smaller plates. Okay? Or don't fill your plate up all the way. Unless it's vegetables, yes. Well, it has to be a balanced plate, which we'll talk about. So when things were working, it was under Theodore Roosevelt. That's when we in the nutrition and health will say that's when America was great. Okay, from that perspective, okay, we did not have a budget or a trade deficit with other nations at that time. We were the leading exporter, and we were among the wealthiest and healthiest nations in the world. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. How y'all doing? The average American spent just under 2% of their gross annual income on healthcare. And that time, John Muir and President Roosevelt create the national park system, and they set aside more public land than any other president since combined. Okay, that's not for no reason, and that's also when they encouraged front yard gardens, and people grew their own fruits and vegetables, and people knew where the food came from, and even the once a week that they ate meat. Yes, they're like their tower gardens that they didn't have then, but they were be grateful for now. Yeah, and when they ate meats, they eat meat on Sundays, and they knew which animal was how the animal was raised, and when it was slaughtered. So when you buy these prepackaged meats in the grocery store, it's all 15, 20 animals in that pack that's been raised on that CAFO meat. Just think about it. Just think about it. If you choose to eat these dead animals, just think about that. Okay. Okay. It's always about informed choice. Huh? The sea roaches? Who said that? It's the truth. That's what they are. That's what they are. Who said that? Who brought that? You did, Darlene? That stuck with you of all the things. It's always funny what gets people. Okay. All right. So with the stuff I left at home, I actually had the sugar cubes, the old school sugar cubes. Most places don't sell those anymore, but that 1 cube equals 1 teaspoon. And I would stack them up so you could see how much sugar is in one thing. Okay. So I'm going to pour our blood out. Oh, the other one is still, I should have poured from the other one instead of the, anyway, y'all get the point. All right, so I'm going to fill this up. Now, I used to live in Massachusetts where I went to school. Went to some, what they would call fancy schools up there. I hated it because I hate being cold, being Nigerian. So anyway. All right, so since we don't have the sugar cubes, we have these sugar packets. 1 packet is 1 teaspoon. So when I lived in Massachusetts, after living in the South, when I lived in America for most of my life, living in America. For those who don't know, I am Nigerian, proudly Nigerian. That's right. And so my girl, she's Nigerian too. When I moved to Massachusetts I was very sick. Like I told you, I was morbidly obese. Everything wrong with me I could think of. Okay. I asked for tea, not knowing I needed to say sweet tea. And so when I drank the tea that was completely unsweet, I'm like, what the is this? What is this? They're like, oh, we don't do sweetened tea up here. And then they gave you sugar, but it doesn't dissolve because they didn't cook it with the sugar, right? So that was very disappointing to me in my experience. I said, that's why I can't live up here, y'all. I ain't got no sweet tea. Okay. So if we're talking about Carolina sweet tea, the typical Carolina sweet tea, how many packets or how many teaspoons would you add to make your tea sweet? How many would you add? 5 for the Bojangles tea people? Huh? McDonald's has sweet tea too? I didn't know. Okay. So what? McDonald's has sweet tea? Wow. Chick-fil-A has sweet tea? I didn't know. I just remember when I used to eat Bojangles, they had sweet tea. All right, so this is 2. How many packs y'all said? How many teaspoons? 5? Somebody said 6? Okay. Somebody said 8. All right, so that was 3. Let me do 2 at a time. Okay, so this would be 6 right here. Oh crap, I can't return the sugar now, can I? Somebody want to take this poison home, feel free. No judgment if you choose to. It's going to go in the trash. So that's 6 teaspoons of sugar right there. And y'all saying that is Carolina sweet. That's what I'm hearing y'all say. Yeah? It's not? You said no? You got to taste it. And look, you see how quickly it's dissolving, right? Okay, so 2 more? Make it 8? Is that what I'm hearing y'all say? I think that's a stretch. This is only 16 ounces. Okay. All right. So that's 8 teaspoons of sugar. 8 teaspoons of sugar in this bottle, in this 16-ounce bottle. Okay. That's 8 teaspoons of sugar. Yeah, it is syrup. But that's how y'all like it. Y'all like Carolina sweet. Hi, Pre. Welcome. Carolina sweet. Oh, sweet barbecues. That. Oh, guys. Oh, okay. So, when you all go out and think, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get some ginger ale, right? My stomach's a little upset. Oh, it's not so bad. It's not Coke, right? Well, let's see. This is what y'all had me spend my money on, just so I can make a point. Lord have mercy. All right, the serving size is 1 bottle, and it says total added sugars, 109%, 54 grams. So tell me how many teaspoons is 54 grams? You divide by 4. So how many teaspoons is 54 grams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In 1 bottle of ginger ale. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. How you doing? Hey, welcome. How y'all doing? 11 teaspoons in this 1 bottle. Hey, welcome back. Welcome, Love in Action. Okay. All right. What else crap did I buy? All right. Pull out your calculators unless you do it in your head. This has 142% of added sugars. This crushed orange. 71 grams of sugar. Tell me, how many teaspoons is that? Somebody use a calculator. Make sure you're not jipping me on these teaspoons. 17.75. Okay, I think we can round up to 18. All right, I have small hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 in this 1 bottle that you'll smash and won't think twice about it. And that's why you're incredibly dehydrated when you finish drinking this. And incredibly acidic. Incredibly acidic. And you have a crash. And then you're going to crave more sugar. And you're going to keep eating more sugar. And you're going to keep drinking more drinks. And you're going to then you want breads and donuts and pastries and bagels and all that stuff. Because you're doing this. 18 teaspoons in this 1 bottle. Okay. Let's see what they have here. This is a Pepsi. Oh no, Darlene. Pepsi. I'm triggering somebody over here unintentionally. Okay, this Pepsi has 70 grams of added sugar. So that's how many teaspoons? Come on, y'all. Come on, come fast with it now. Come fast with it. 17 and a half, so the same 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. In 1 bottle. You can clean your car battery and everything with this thing. All right. Last one. Huh? We put, now mind you, okay, great question. We put 8 in this Carolina sweet tea that y'all were acting like it was about to be corn syrup. But you're drinking this. This makes this look like it's plain water. We put 8, which is ridiculous, but we put 8 in here, and y'all are acting like, oh my God, that's too much. But you're drinking almost 3 times that amount in one bottle. All right, last one. Just hope I'm hitting the point home about this whole sugar thing. This one says 73 grams. 73 grams of added sugar. So divide by 4. So that's 19. 19. 22. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lord, the box is almost finished. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You said 18 or 19? 19. Lord have mercy. Yeah, this box is almost in your beloved Mountain Dew. 19 teaspoons of sugar. This box is almost empty. You said what? You said what? I didn't hear. I don't even want to know. Keep that one away from me. Okay. So now the Carolina sweet tea is looking all right compared, even though it's all trash. It's all trash. But this demonstration's not to make you feel bad, but when you decide to have, that's what your type of indulgence is. Oh, okay. It's so that you are aware. Because I can't tell you how many clients I have that say, "Oh, I don't have a sweet tooth. I don't eat that much sugar." And I'm like, let's do a food diary and let's see what you're really consuming, because your blood work is telling you you're consuming a lot of sugar. And this is a one way to have it so easily. You're going to gain weight. You're going to become insulin resistant. When you become insulin resistant, it's very difficult to lose weight. It doesn't matter if you start exercising and all that. Exercise is always 20% of the game. It's 80% what you eat, 20% movement. Okay? So cutting out all this refined sugar, because we don't need refined sugar. We just need 1 teaspoon of sugar if you're an adult body, because we have 5 liters of blood, right? 5 liters of blood, just over 21 and a half cups of blood pulsing through the human body at any given time. Only requires 1 teaspoon to remain in homeostasis. 1 teaspoon for your 5 liters of blood. 5 liters or 20, almost 22 cups of blood. And then in 2.5 cups, you have 18 teaspoons of sugar. Plus whatever you're eating, because you're drinking it, you're probably eating something too. Probably eating a biscuit. Okay? You're doing something else with this. Yeah? So, hopefully that illustration can help reinvigorate the OGs that haven't heard this lecture since February of last year. And for all the newbies here to say, you could do better. There are better options. Okay? There are so much. If you need, and like I said, this is always a judgment-free class, right? Even though I'm serious, but I'm picking. You have to start where you are. Everybody can't do cold turkey. Everybody's not prepared to do cold turkey. So long as you're on the path and you're making steps every day, that's what this is about. That's why this is about informed choice. If you still choose to eat dead animals, you still choose to drink that crush, you now know what it is, right? And that is your choice. And I have no problems with that. Okay, none. I'm just wanting to make sure that you all have the information so that you can make the choice. I'm not here to make everybody vegan. Okay? So, even though that'd be ideal, it'd be great. That's not my objective by any stretch, and there's absolutely no judgment. Start where you are. That's why I always say, when we make these whole food desserts in here that have barely any sugar in it, if it's not sweet enough for you, then add more of the natural sugar so that you can eat it. And then as you get healthier and your microbiome changes, you'll want it less sweet. It will change. So start where you are. Don't feel guilty like, oh, well, Andy only put in 2 dates. I needed 6 days. Okay, put in 6 days. You're not using this. You're not using this. It's already a win. Okay? Okay. So, with your handout from our beloved USDA, if you look in the top right corner, hopefully everybody who has checked in and has their handout for today. from our Vanna Black here. No, just mine. I can give this to somebody once I finish looking at it. Okay, in the top right hand corner, we talked about this before a couple weeks ago. You'll see the United States, the current, how they say your plate should be portioned. And right here in the corner, they have dairy, which I told you Canada removed 5 years ago off their food pyramid, but the United States still kept dairy on there because,
The dairy farmer, honey.
okay. But on their half a plate, they have vegetables and fruit, which I can go with that. Then they have 25% on protein, preferably plant, but if you choose to have it animal, that's your choice, and whole grains. Okay? So they're going to always say do everything in moderation because all the bad stuff they subsidize. Okay, so you just have to think about that. Like the sugar, this sugar is subsidized. All the beet sugar, that's all genetically modified, by the way, again, unless you buy organic, it's genetically modified and it is subsidized. So they are incentivized to make sure that that's why it's cheap. That's why it's readily available. That's why it's poison. Okay. All right. So, Karen, would you read the top paragraph, please, as loud as you can? Can you do it a little bit louder?
Healthy eating is important at every age. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, grains, protein foods, and dairy, or fortified soy alternatives. When deciding what you eat or drink, choose options that are full of nutrients and limited in added sugars, saturated fat, and sodium. Start with these tips.
Okay, Deb, would you read the first one as loudly as you can?
Yes, balance your meal by drinking water instead of sugary drinks like soda, lemonade, or sports drinks. Try some sparkling water with a lemon wedge or a small piece of fresh fruit.
I completely agree with that. And somebody says I don't agree because it's from the USDA, right? So they're going to say eat your eggs, eat your meat, but just do it a little bit. Don't do too much, right? All right. Darlene, please read the next one.
Enjoy a sprinkle or two. Skip the sugar and the top off your coffee with a dash of cinnamon, nutmeg, or cocoa powder instead. This adds a little variety to the flavor of your coffee.
So my caveat here, if you're one of my clients, I heavily encourage you all not to consume coffee for several reasons. The main reason being that when you consume any kind of caffeinated beverage, but coffee in particular, it wipes out your B complex and your magnesium. So people get up in the morning, they'll take their multivitamin, and then they go drink their morning coffee. Okay, it's neutralized. It's done nothing. So I tell my people who might be coffee addicts, I tell those people, if you know you're going to still drink coffee because you have your addiction to it or whatever, because it is an additive, it is a drug, make sure you do it 2 hours apart from each other, because your B complex is what gives you energy, okay? And then your magnesium it does over 300 functions in the body, and most people already are low in magnesium. So if you drink coffee and then you try to take something healthy and it's neutralized, you're not doing it. So make sure it's spaced at least 2 hours apart, all right? Or just don't consume it and you can have something else, all right? They have mushroom coffees now. They have a lot of other things that you can drink, but you really can just drink a smoothie or drink some structured water infused with something or whatever. But that's a whole other conversation that we've already had. Okay, what's your name, beautiful?
Mary.
Mary, would you read the next part?
Satisfy your sweet tooth. Indulge in a naturally sweet dessert, fruit. Enjoy a fresh fruit salad, baked apples with cinnamon, or a piece of fruit right out of the fridge.
Absolutely. Most people do not think of fruit as a dessert. Now, there have been several desserts that I've done in here using just fruit or just very meager ingredients, and you all were surprised that it was satisfying. It's just about being more creative with things that you can just buy right out the produce section. We've done macerated. We did, you can soak your berries or whatever in like some balsamic vinegar and put like a little cashew cream over it. That's like one of my favorite things to do is cashew cream with berries, and it's totally hits the spot. Or stuffed dates. We did the stuffed dates in here. There's a lot of things you can do. Okay, what's your name, sir? Sean. Would you read the next one?
Split the sweets. Share dessert with a friend. Half a pastry or slice of cake means only half the added sugars and calories for each of you.
So that's a good idea. Now, when you eat our award-winning Moscato cake here, I think that's very difficult to do. But but at least ours are date sweetened. No refined sugar, no white flour, none of that. But if you're trying to cut back, saying, hey, would you split this with me? Or saying, I'm going to just eat half now and I eat half tomorrow. That's a good way to start. So you can still address the current addiction you have, but you're starting to moderately, wind it down. Okay. All right. Barbara.
Pick lower sugar options. Choose packaged foods that have less or no added sugars, such as plain low-fat or fat-free yogurt, unsweetened applesauce, or canned fruit packed in its own juice or water.
Okay, so this is the one I have some issue with. Not just because they're talking about dairy yogurt, but if you're going to consume, especially if you're going to consume dairy yogurt, make sure it's full fat. Do not buy any of this low-fat crap. Okay, because it causes other problems. You need to have fat in your diet, the whole fat. The way they extract and manipulate to have these low-fat things, it should not even be on the market. It really should not be on the market. So if you're going to do it, and you're going to buy, Greek yogurt that's not coconut-based or almond-based, like that, if you're going to buy cow's breast milk yogurt, make sure it is full fat. Do not buy low-fat, no-fat. Don't do that. Okay? But the unsweetened applesauce, you can always put, if I put cinnamon in applesauce, it tastes like it's sugar added. Cinnamon is one of those spices. That's why I'm DJ Cinnamon. It's one of my favorite spices. Okay. Yeah, I know I DJ on the side a little bit. Yeah. Cinnamon is one of my, because you can use it for savory and sweet applications. It's very versatile. Yeah. And then canned fruit, I'm not a fan of that at all, because they're putting that in like high fructose corn syrup and all the things. But if you're trying to pick between that and eating a Krispy Kreme donut, I mean, okay, I don't. It's really kind of the same thing at that point. It's not fresh. Just let's not do the canned fruit. Let's just say that. Let me just go ahead and say that. Huh? It's in a can. It's not fresh. If you're going to eat the fruit, just buy fruit and eat it. It might taste good. I'm not going to say it doesn't. I'm just saying that the health benefits you get from fruit are gone because it's already been heated in that can. Because that's the only way it has that shelf stability, and then it has preservatives added to it. So now you're not getting in those enzymes, the beneficial. You're not getting. It's all been killed off because it has to be heated and preserved to be able to sit on the shelf indefinitely until you decide to buy it, and then until you decide to open it. Versus if you buy fruit. Fruit is our food is supposed to degrade. It's not meant to go to BJ's and Costco and buy in bulk for the next 6 months and then just still magically be okay. We're not designed for that. So canned fruit, those cups, and all that crap, it just eat the donut at that point. Just eat the donut. Okay. Frozen fruit is superior. Fresh fruit is king. Frozen fruit is queen. Okay, because they pick the stuff they use for frozen organic fruit. They pick it at the peak of ripeness and they freeze it on site. Okay, so it has changed some, so you don't have the full impact as if you're getting it fresh, like if you grew it yourself and you picked it fresh yourself, but you're getting it as close as you can get to that. Okay. Huh. If it's organic, it don't have that. Hopefully, y'all not buying frozen regular fruit. Okay. Yeah.
Now you said the can has a expiration date. How far the expiration can go on if you still choose to use can?
Okay. The question she asked for those watching, she's asked about. She said, "I said cans have an expiration date." I didn't say that. I said our food is supposed to have an expiration date. The can doesn't. This thing can stay here for 10 years. Okay. And the ones they put fruit in, I've never seen canned organic fruit. Let's start there. It's always in some type of syrup. It'll say in some kind of syrup. It's usually a corn syrup, which is genetically modified. And it's never in a BPA, BPS, phthalate-free can. It's not. Okay. Then it has to be when they do garbanzo. Because if I don't make my own beans, this is the only brand I buy because they're very conscious about all that kind of stuff. But when they put the beans in here, they cook them in the can. Just like when they put the fruit, they cook it. They have to heat it in the can to kill everything, so they can sit there indefinitely. But they're going to say, because you have to have an expiration date, they're going to say canned goods have a 10-year shelf life, but they can sit there forever. I mean, they can sit there forever, but they'll say 10 years. So I would say if between eating canned fruit and syrup and a Krispy Kreme donut, it's the same thing. Okay, you're not really, but if you need to start there to get your mind there so that you can see have the look of fruit, that's something that used to be a fruit and used to be healthy. If you need to start there, then do that. Okay? I don't have my time. What's the time? Yeah. Yeah.
Besides processed food, what places would we be surprised to find the added sugar that we would look at the label to make sure we're not getting?
So the question for those at home is, where would you be surprised to find added sugar? It's in everything. Cake, cornbread mix. That I'm just because I just made some. You'll just see that. Anything that's in a box, it's going to have added sugar some kind of way. Basically, the middle of the grocery store. The middle of the grocery store has processed ingredients in it. I want to do a reel on that because I actually made a list of things that had it in there that was surprising, because I wanted to show people like this has milk in it and you would never think it would have milk or eggs in it, and it does. This has a whole bunch of like in your Gatorade. People love to drink Gatorade and think they're so healthy. It has added sugar. I think it has like 3 or 4 teaspoons of sugar in one bottle of Gatorade, plus the food coloring, plus the sugar alcohols. I mean, it's just everywhere. You really want to shop the perimeter of your grocery store. And if you're going down the middle aisles, you're buying, beans, you're buying lentils, you're buying wholesome things, not anything that's going to have more. When you buy stuff in the grocery store, it should be one ingredient. It should be chickpeas. Okay. It should be sweet potatoes. It should be this. It shouldn't have a label. Our food should not have labels. But if they do, you shouldn't have to read anything, because you should be going and say, I want, you should only see an organic sticker on it, or organic section. Okay, here's our Japanese sweet potato. Here's our California sweet potato. Here's our chickpeas. One ingredient. Y'all rarely see me coming here with something that has more than one ingredient. So that's how you avoid all that stuff, because it should just be the one ingredient. It's 3:55. Okay, so we're past our thing. Just to wrap it up, let me see, what was I going to say? The main thing is making sure you're choosing nutrient-dense foods, not choosing foods that, let's say, are empty calories, right? This is what we call empty calories. You consumed all that and it absorbed really quick. You're hungry again. Now you're even hungrier, okay, after you consume really high sugary stuff, something like that. That's why it's called empty calories. But that donut you ate was probably like 400 or 500 calories. You don't feel any fuller from it. In fact, you feel hungrier from it. Okay, so nutrient dense, hummus on your bagel instead of cream cheese on your bagel. I would say coconut based yogurt dressing versus a mayonnaise based yogurt dressing. I would either use because y'all, if y'all don't know, I hate mayonnaise with a passion. Okay, any recipe that says mayonnaise, I immediately switch it to avocado or yogurt, like immediately. You will never see me do it in here. If chef does something with that, that's his recipe. I'm not touching it. Like even when we make the meatloaf, I can't. Like the Smith, I can't with mayonnaise. Brown rice instead of white rice, or wild rice preferably instead of white rice. Vegetables for snacks instead of chips for snacks. Homemade fruit desserts that we've done several times in here instead of those. And this is how they really get you those 100-calorie pack things. Oh, this one little pack is only 100 calories that you'll eat 5 of. That's still full of partially hydrogenated oil, which is trans fat. It still has sugar, still has the extra sodium, still has all the crap in it, just condensed down to 100 calories. And you think, and it's wrong because they make you feel like you're doing something good, and it's just poison on a smaller level, just to make you buy it, and they know you're going to eat more of it. That's why they started coming out. They even said that when they did like the Oreo minis, people were buying way more and eating way more of the minis because they felt like they weren't eating that many, but they're eating way more than if they had the regular size Oreos. It's the same concept. Okay, so the short answer, like I always say, do not be seduced by the marketing. People go to school to learn the psychology of how we think so that they can seduce you to buy the thing. So whatever it says on the front is probably a lie. You have to read the back. You have to read the ingredients. You have to understand what it means. That's why we spent so much time on the nutrition facts label. Okay, because right now, as of now, they're not allowed to lie on this. Subject to change. Subject to change. Okay, y'all, so we are way over. Hopefully our sugar conversation went home. I cannot wait to return this mess back to Food Lion. Okay, but if somebody wants this poison, I would gladly donate it to you. All right, judgment free. So yeah, your precious little ginger ale with all the sugar in it. Your Carolina tea. Okay, let me wash my hands. All right, so we have 2 recipes for you all today. This is one of those recipes I had to make up on the spot, so hopefully y'all like it.
Wild rice. I have been looking since I first started this class, and I cannot find like a good sized bag of wild rice.
I anticipated that question today. The question is, where do I get the wild rice? I get it from everywhere. The wild rice from today came from Whole Foods. But when I only brought this in because I knew y'all were going to ask. But typically when I go to Whole Foods, they have wild rice in the bulk bin. And I usually go and I just fill a big thing of wild rice. Because a lot of people don't eat wild rice. So they don't stock a lot of these. But Harris Teeter always has it. Food Lions have it occasionally if you talk to your produce manager. And Whole Foods always has it in the bulk bin. But they have it in the rice section too, but it's on the bottom shelf. Right, but if you get the big bulk bags, yeah, I fill it up, so it lasts me quite a while. Okay, so our 2 things we're doing today, we're going to do a roasted tikka masala. So pre-vegan, I always love Indian food, even though it's not technically an Indian dish. It's actually London. This was originally in London because England colonized India, so there are a lot of fusion dishes. So I like chicken tikka masala. So this is going to be a chickpea tikka masala, but we're going to do a roasted tikka masala. We're going to roast everything. So through the magic of TV, I already roasted everything. So if you all would go on my website, The Naija Goddess, TheNaija Goddess, GODDESS. Click on the hamburger menu, click on recipes, and you all will see the dish. Now in transporting this out, it was leaky, so that's why I had to sit on this towel. So hopefully y'all can see this. This is 12 beefsteak tomatoes, 2 full-size red onions, and 4 cloves of garlic that I roasted in the oven. Yes. The liquid came from the tomatoes. So we're going to turn on our induction. And what we're going to do, so if you do not have an immersion blender, because this makes life so much easier, you would take this and put it into your Vitamix or whatever kind of stand blender you have, blend it, and you pour it into your pot. But what I'm going to do is put all this in the pot, blend it in the pot, add the chickpeas to it, and the rice is already done. Okay, and then we focus on our dessert. Naila, can you give me a spoon, please? Okay, or Rashadat. While that's happening. So I have a whole Instant Pot full of wild rice. So you all get to experience it today for those people who claim they don't like wild rice. And who recalls, what is wild rice? Okay, be more specific.
Oh wait, it's not a rice grain. It's more of a.
Wild rice is not rice. That's correct. What is it?
It's nut, isn't it?
It is a grass seed. It's a grass seed that is native. Oh no, I meant like a serving spoon. Okay, thank you. It's a grass seed that's actually native to North America. So like when the supposed people discovered America and the indigenous people that were already here, they were eating wild rice, and it grows along the riverbanks and things. So it's actually not a grain. This is why you can eat wild rice raw. Thank you so much. Hey y'all, this is my beautiful niece, Naila. I love her too much. Okay. Yeah, so it's a grass seed native to North America. Actually, let me just turn that off real quick. And so you can eat it raw because it's not a rice. So if you just soak it, you can soak it. I like to soak mine for like 36 to 48 hours. It will bloom. You'll see it burst out of its little the black part that's encased in. It'll burst out of it, and then you can eat it raw. So people who eat the raw vegan diet can't eat raw rice because it's not rice. Huh? Who has tried that? I know I've said it several times. Has anyone tried to eat wild rice raw? Heard a lot of no's. Okay. Because it cooks up like rice, it looks like rice, it feels like rice, it's just not genetically a rice. Now this is the thing you probably see people do on TV. You squeeze out the garlic cubes. Look at that. That's nothing but goodness. That's why I did 4 of them. I think I only put in the recipe 2. So like I say, do you, okay? And so what I did, I just quartered all the tomatoes. Shit. I just quartered all the tomatoes, and I quartered the red onion, and then I just, as you can see, I just shaved the top of the garlic just so that the cloves will be exposed. You're supposed to do it like when it's still hot, but this has cooled off quite a bit. And then I put the seasonings on it. So I had the seasonings you see up here. I have turmeric, garam masala, coriander. Who remembers what coriander is? It's the cilantro seed that's been ground up. In this case, it's been ground. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. Cumin's his own thing. Super medicinal. Yeah. Great question. You already know this is going to taste good. So then you just I put all that in this pan and put the spices on top, and then I roasted it for about 35-40 minutes in the oven.
With the lid on or
I had the lid off. And I can cut that one off all the way. There we go. There we go. Is that it? I thought there was one more. And then, yeah. And then I just put the lid on it to drive here. And it smells so good. So I can't wait to eat this. Hopefully y'all like it. Y'all can smell it. Sorry for those at home that we don't have smell-o-vision yet. Okay. Just rinse this off real quick. All right. So that's half the battle right there. And if you're not a garlic fan, then do less garlic, or you don't have to add garlic at all. Because this is I didn't want to say we're going to India today because it's more of an Indian fusion dish. This is American Indian. Not American Indian, that sounded like native, but yeah, this is like Indian inspired. Because the garam masala is one of the spice blends. It has a lot of great sauces and stuff in it. Now all this sauce you might see, hopefully you see on the camera, is from the tomatoes. These are all organic tomatoes. I bought 8.5 pounds of tomatoes from Whole Foods last night. So that's what this is. I think the brand, I think it's beefsteak. You just want the big ones. I think they're called beefsteak tomatoes. The main thing I care about is that they're organic. So I doubled the recipe from what you see because, okay. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this. I ain't going to let this juice go to waste. I didn't put that in the directions, but I can't let that go to waste. All right. Now, prayerfully, this will not get all over my dress that I pulled out the back of my closet. All right. Okay. So what now? I should have my apron on. I always forget. So this saves me from washing another thing. And it's quick. Otherwise I would have had to bring my Vitamix here too, put it in there, then pour it out, all the things. And y'all see how it gets creamy and all that. And it's cheap. I think it's like $20 or $30. You can get it at Target. I'm sure Walmart probably has it too. Excuse me? Oh, they do. That's true. They do. I don't have that attachment. Yeah. See, I gotta pay attention. I can't multitask. Like anybody who knows, I cannot talk and drive because I would be in another state, just running my mouth. She knows firsthand. That was one garlic clove that did not come out the shell. There we go. This would be a great time if you want to patronize a restaurant before they close down the kitchen. I've heard several people today complimenting our meatloaf, which is our top seller here. I know the kitchen will be closing soon. I think they close at 4:30. So make sure you get your order in to go by then. Okay, y'all can see it coming. Can y'all see this? Oh, okay. Okay, does somebody want to come up here and do this? So I can keep talking and do something else? Yeah. Come on, beautiful. Now you got white on your dress. So be careful. You wash your hands and here's some gloves. I know y'all lose y'all attention real fast. So I gotta keep it moving with y'all. So I probably should have pre-done some of this, and so it's just been real quick. Okay, so just make sure it's submerged, otherwise it's gonna splat. And just press it. Be pressing all the way. There you go. That's it. Okay, so that will be served with our white rice. White. Oh my God. Ooh, a Freudian slip. I really don't. Okay, we're gonna have Vanna Black's gonna pass out your bowl and spoon. Miss Rashadat, my Nigerian sister. It's still white rice. It's just been infused with some herbs, like some cinnamon and cardamom pods. Still white rice. There's better options. It's still white rice. It's still white rice. Okay, so we have that. So once that's finished blending, I'm going to add in a little bit of coconut yogurt because that's what they put regular yogurt in the regular tikka masalas, and we'll sprinkle it with a little bit of cilantro. And then if some people who need a textural contrast, like a little crunch, you'll see it with some cashew sometimes, just dusted on there, over the rice. So we're going to get that going because the rice is done, and this will be almost done in a second. I'm going to also add in some miso paste because we did not add salt to it. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to taste it, see where the saltiness level needs to be. And we're going to add in our miso because why do we use miso paste instead of salt? It is less sodium, but when you use miso paste, because it's fermented, it does not have the same effect on the body. So it does not, for people who are sensitive to blood pressure spikes from eating a lot of sodium, Miso doesn't do that, but you get the salty flavor without the impact negatively to the body, and it's still relatively a whole food. Okay. Did it stop on its own? All that booty. Okay. All right, we're back in business. The question, the question on the floor is, what do you do for cheese if you're trying to get off cheese? Now, cheese is difficult sometimes to get off of because it's very addictive because the casomorphines, which is attached to the same receptor sites in the brain as morphine. If you were to take morphine, that's why it's so hard. But it's also what's in breast milk, which is why it makes the baby want to come back and drink more. Same thing for the calves who are the breast milk you're drinking. Same concept, but it's even more intense because of different species, right? So that's why. So that's why I say sometimes don't feel like bad because you're addicted because it's a chemical thing. So vegans will tell you nutritional yeast. Okay, nutritional yeast does not taste like cheese. Period. I don't care what they say. The vegan community can boo me. It does not taste like cheese. However, making cheese sauces with it, it gives you a cheesy flavor. And there are finally some good vegan cheese, non-dairy cheese options that you can, I don't know why. You know what? We're gonna just roll with it for how it is right now. We don't have, it's live TV. We gotta keep going. Speaking of live TV, did you all see me as chef on live TV this week? We made our TV debut. Yes, technically twice. So, what was it? Thursday, Chef and I were on there featuring our grab and go items. We did our Korean barbecue wrap that's sold out right now. I'll make some more tonight. And our jackfruit wrap. So we were really grateful to that. That's through the Too Good To Go app that we partner with. And then on Friday, me and my husband were on there as well. Those who don't know, my husband owns Purple Shot Steppers. And we did like a non-music dance demonstration because they didn't want to pay for the music licensing. So WBTV QC Life has been good to us this past week, so we were grateful for that. All right, so I'm gonna let this warm up, and before I serve y'all this, because I know y'all starting to pay attention and you know food's coming, I'm gonna make our dessert. Okay. I know how y'all 3 years I figured it out. Okay, this is a mess over here. All right. So through the magic of TV, I already pre-roasted the potatoes. So, like I told you all last week, I'm not a huge fan of chocolate unless it's my man. Okay, I'm just not a fan. I'm not gonna say I just had to be in the mood for like anything cocoa. So I've always been a vanilla girl. That could sound very basic, or whatever, but I like vanilla. So I haven't done anything vanilla in here. I've always given y'all chocolate, so I said we can switch it up and do a little vanilla today, okay? So our dessert today is a vanilla pudding or custard, whichever way you feel it feels in your mouth, and that's what it is. If it feels like custard, that's exactly what it is, okay? And we're using a Japanese sweet potato. So Japanese or Korean or Jamaican or Hawaiian sweet potatoes are naturally white, okay? And this is a California white sweet potato. It's naturally white. So when I always say I'm against all the white stuff, it's the stuff that's become white artificially, like this mess here. When it's naturally white, like this here, has a different type of antioxidant. Okay? So all the colors of the rainbow have their own phytochemicals, phytonutrients. So when it's naturally white, like cauliflower or whatever, that's totally, totally fine. When it's stripped to become white, like your jasmine rice or whatever, or this here, the sugar, that's when it's not okay. Okay, so I just wanted to show you so y'all can see what it looks like. Whole Foods always has Japanese sweet potatoes. They always have the purple sweet potatoes that are grown here in North Carolina, and then the regular sweet potatoes. Harris Teeter like every other month has the Japanese or Korean sweet potatoes. Um, and then any other store they would carry them. You need to talk to your produce manager, and they will have them. So I've already baked these. So I baked these on 425 for 30 minutes. So I had never had the California sweet potatoes. I always did the Japanese sweet potatoes. So you really want to make sure you roast them and not steam them, because when you roast them, brings out the sugars way more. Okay, it's way sweeter. So I can't remember what I put on the recipe. You know, I do this stuff in like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember what I wrote, but I'm making this for all of you all, and I've already pre-made some. So all you're going to do is just take the skin off, and we're going to use one fancy ingredient. So when you're cooking like this, whole food plant-based, it's really important that you use very premium ingredients, because you're only using like 3, 4, or 5 of them. So make them count, right? Make them count. I'm putting this into my food processor. Can you do this in a blender? Because I know y'all going to ask me. Technically, yes. I just don't think it's best, because the bottom will get over blended and the top won't get in unless you're constantly using the tamper. All right. So I'm just going to do these 2. I think that'll be enough. So basically, I'm doubling the recipe again. And you know, you want to make sure that it was nice and soft, and these brown bits here, that's all the sugar that has caramelized. That's all that means. Okay. Rinse that off real quick. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of coconut milk from a can. Now, my favorite brand, I didn't have any more at my house, so my backup brand was this Thai Kitchen Organic. It's only my backup brand because it has 3 ingredients instead of 2. The one I like just has coconut and water. This one has coconut water and organic guar gum. So I just brought it here just to show you all that, in case you all don't see the Native Forest brand that I prefer. All right. So we're going to... I'm going to start with just half the coconut milk, and then we'll add in more. You're going to blend this to your desired consistency. Hey, welcome. How are you? Well, welcome back, actually. Okay. You can use coconut cream if you like it thick, and I like it thick. I'm a thick girl. But if you like your pudding to be more runny, you might have to add a little bit of water to it. Okay. Rashidite, you come over here and monitor this part. Let's just stir it a little bit. All right, so our special ingredient, one of our OG students in the class bought me this because they know I make my own vanilla extract. Here, right here. And this is some organic vanilla bean. Yep, she bought me this. All right. So where's my paring knife? I had out. So what we're going to actually use a real vanilla bean. Okay. Now, do you have to know? But y'all are special. So more than worth it. Yeah, pull out all the stops. Okay, here's my other knife. So y'all didn't know this is called a paring knife, aka a utility knife, but in the culinary it's a paring knife. So what you're going to do, can they see this, Rashidi? Okay. I'm going to cut this in half. And then I'm going to split it down the middle. So this is the key. When you're using this knife, you want to use it because it's for precision. You want to make sure you cut it as evenly in the middle as possible, because if you cut it all janky, it's hard to scrape out the seeds, okay? So we're going to take our time. And remember, my hand is special. All right, so I just split it in half. And I've exposed the seeds. So now I'm going to take the back of the paring knife, and I'm going to scrape it against the grain to remove all of the seeds. Okay. So once you do this, I keep these and I place them in any of the sugars I have, and then they become infused with the vanilla. So when I make the cookies that I bake here all the time, that's the sugar I use. Just throw them in there. Okay. Already did this one. All right. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. Who uses fresh vanilla beans in their cooking or baking? Wow, truly crickets. Truly crickets. It's not reserved for chefs. Wow, literally nobody. Okay, YouTube family, somebody put in the comment section if you use fresh vanilla beans. You know, if you make your own ice creams and all that, it's just fantastic. Now, when you're doing something like this, if you add vanilla extract, you can taste the alcohol flavor. Not that it's bad, but you can taste it. So, or you can use a vanilla paste that's in glycerin that has vanilla specks in there. All right, now for you all, I'm going to put in, I put 2 tablespoons, so this is double. I'm going to start with the 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. I'm going to start with that. We're going to see. All right. Let's try that one more again. I might have to steal the power over here and turn that off. Make it work. While that's happening, I'm going to pass this out. And this pudding, you can eat it cold, like I've chilled the one I already made for you all, or you can eat it hot. I kind of like hot pudding, but, you know, chill, however you like it. So I'll be interested to know what you all think. We'll pass these little cups out. I didn't bring the mini spoon, I got the regular spoon. I had a whole box. Oh, use the spoons you already had. You gotta conserve. Okay, conserve. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that. So y'all saw there's only like 3 ingredients, right? Okay. That's why you keep coming back. Pressure. Okay, and I'm gonna add in, I like this texture, but something, my instincts tell me you all will like it a little looser. So I'm gonna add in the rest of this coconut milk. As I make a mess over here. Okay, that's looking good. And then I'm going to add in the other 2 tablespoons because I doubled the recipe. I'm going to drizzle it in very slowly. Very, very slowly, Lord. Barely coming out. Okay. I don't think that was quite 2 tablespoons. All right, that's looking good. Now you see all those beautiful specks in there, y'all? Okay. Y'all see that? Okay. Huh? 3 more? Okay. Okay. Oh, y'all ate the dessert first? Ain't what y'all supposed to wait. Y'all supposed to wait. Y'all couldn't even wait for me? That's okay. Now, go ahead. Let me taste it. That's good. I'm just gonna add vanilla extract. Blend it one more time. So what do y'all think? Does it still taste like sweet potatoes to you all? Tastes like sweet potatoes. Now in the Dominican, this is a dish. They'll put cinnamon in it, and sometimes they'll put like grapes. I mean not grapes, raisins that have been like soaked in like a wine or a liqueur, and then you eat it like that. And I like it like that. But this is just your basic vanilla that you can do anything with. To me, the vanilla is what really permeates and not the sweet potato. Okay, that's it. Anybody else? Oh, here we go. All right. Who's had Japanese or white sweet potatoes before? Okay, so some people have had it. That's great. Yeah. Or what? Not all of them are. They had one tiny section that I rated last night of the organic ones. They had they have them in two different places. They had them on the one side, the main side. Then they come on the corner side. They had the California and the Japanese ones organic. They didn't have the Korean ones organic last night. All right. Now, the one I just did, I probably would have added just a little bit more coconut milk. The coconut milk to me cuts the sweet potato taste, even though I like the sweet potato taste. But I just like the fact that that is a whole food. You're not getting those Jello pudding cups. Okay, you get the feeling of a pudding. You can eat hot or cold at room temperature, and it's all wholesome ingredients. Nothing to feel bad about. That's something you can eat regularly and be okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in our chickpeas. Get y'all fed. When y'all finish, we can go ahead and pass out. Somebody wants to come around and scoop out the raw rice for everybody, so that when this is ready, we just put this on top of it. Hi, welcome, love, and action. I'm gonna start with the one thing of chickpeas since we're full right there. Like that, huh? These were canned. I normally cook them from the bag. I normally just soak them overnight with a strip of kombu, and then I'll cook them in the pressure cooker. And then, but this brand is the only canned one I use. Yeah, they use kombu as well. They soak their beans before they cook them and all the things. In the bag, yeah, I rinse them off for. No, I put them in. I just go ahead and soak them. Yeah, I don't pre-wash. I just go ahead and soak them with the strip of kombu. Yep, that's it. And then, who's actually following me on my recipe? Because y'all know I'll start doing my own my own thing. I know I need to add in some yogurt. So this is a coconut yogurt here. That's plain unsweetened. Okay, didn't mean to add all that, but it's there. That meant to happen. And what else? I need to add in a miso paste that was in the bag. In that bag, it had the miso paste in it? In the bag that had the samples in it?
Took it out already.
I did. Okay, y'all. Well. Oh, okay. I use both. I don't have a preference. Yep. Thank you. And the spoons. Yep, go ahead. I'm going to start with a teaspoon. Not even a full teaspoon, just see how we're looking. I feel like y'all still traumatized from the sugar conversation. That's the energy I'm getting up here. You made a lot of change, darling, since I met you. You had a lot of improvements. Oh yeah. Okay, y'all gonna like that. Uh-oh. Y'all gonna definitely like that. Mm-hmm. So while we're wrapping this up, do y'all have any other questions for me that I can answer while we're in the lull part of this? Or any observations?
Is there a certain vegan cheese that you recommend?
It's on a case by case basis. I like Daya. I like Follow Your Heart Parmesan shreds. It depends on the cheese type. I think that's the best way to say it. What kind of cheese you talking about? Thank you, Rashadat. There may not be more rice left if you eat all the rice right now. The question is, how do I feel about ginger shots? Ginger shots. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Ginger is anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, antifungal, antibacterial. It's just something that should be a part of your diet if you're able to take the heat. Taking it daily is not a problem, such as long as you don't have any ulcers, anything like that. If you don't have those kind of problems, then yes. Okay. You said what about potatoes? Okay, French fries in and of themselves are not unhealthy. You can eat French fries. It's the deep frying that makes them unhealthy, and it's the bacon and the sour cream and the nacho cheese that makes it unhealthy, right? So if you cut up a potato, leave the skin on, and bake it or air fry it, totally healthy. Just don't add, without adding oil, just add seasoning. Use water or broth or soy sauce to make it wet so the seasoning will stick to it. And then you bake it or air fry it. Then you can consume it. But once they're deep fried and you add all the crap on top, then the potatoes get the bad rap when it's not the potato. It's a method of preparation and what you put on it. Okay. Who's following me on my website for my recipe so I know what I'm doing? Because I'm about to do something totally different over here. So no one's on my web. Can somebody go to my webpage? Can somebody go and tell me, try to make sure I'm doing the way I said it so y'all can go home and replicate. Y'all all fired. All y'all are fired.
You did the miso paste,
I did a miso paste.
cayenne pepper, cilantro, paprika, turmeric, coriander.
All the ingredients that I'm talking about in the steps towards the end. Where am I?
You're at the end.
Mm-hmm. Ready to eat. Yep. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna just let this warm through. Y'all can have it. Now, of course, y'all saw this didn't cook that long, so chickpeas you let it cook longer. But we gotta get. What time is it? Okay, so we gotta get out of here. But you'll get the gist, okay? And my electricity was uncooperative today for whatever reason. Oops, and I'm spilling. I think we're good. I might add just a touch more miso paste and do one more taste. Separated? Yeah, or we can ladle it into something else. That's gonna probably be easier. It's good. It's good. I'm just gonna add the miso. I might add a little bit of salt. Then I'm gonna add the miso. Oh, I used it as a tasting spoon already. Yeah, that's good. Of course. Of course.
How many minutes do you put it on for in your Instant Pot?
30. Because most people I know when I've made wild rice for them, they say they don't like it because they still feel like it's crunchy. Like normally, if it's for me and my husband, I'll cook it at 23 minutes because I like that toothsomeness. But most people want it to be soft like white rice. So if you want that, cook it on high pressure for 30 minutes and make sure you use a 1-to-2 ratio for rice to water, and then it's better. Then it'll be more like the white rice that people have become accustomed to. Yep.
You gotta tell everybody again who to contact to help put our class back next year. So it gets fully funded.
Brooklyn Miller and Claudia Hernandez at Arts and Science Council of Mecklenburg County.
Science Council, you got the email or the
It's their name dot. It's easy to. I can't remember the thing. Something.gov. Claudia Hernandez. Just put at Arts and Science Council. It's something like that. Nothing. It's just an extra bowl. So we can probably use that spoon and just spoon.
Not yet, I guess. What I'm gonna do is pass her your bowls.
Or you can use this reusable glove.
Thank you.
Let me see. Just for let me put this cilantro on there and just do one final taste. Oh, it's hot. I'm gonna add a touch more salt. Add the cilantro for the freshness. And we're going to add just a bit of cashews for some crunch. It's completely optional. Just so there's a textural contrast. These are just some cashews as an optional garnish, just to have a little bit of crunch. So it's not just mush. People always complain about vegan dish, it can be just mush. And I'm going to add a little bit more salt. This is a half teaspoon. Okay. Only because it'll just go quicker than adding the miso paste and letting it dissolve. Okay. All right, go with it.
This should be good, or do I need
That's perfect. That is more than perfect. Any other questions, y'all?
Jeff, in the rice, what, did you put a pinch of salt in there? Or?
Yeah, I added 1 teaspoon of salt total, 2 half teaspoons of salt, only because it's quicker to dissolve in than adding the miso paste and keep stirring. I would just kept adding more miso paste, but I didn't want to keep y'all too long. Yes.
He's like, make sure the color gets on there.
About what? No, it wasn't saying coconut-based dressing. I'm saying if you want a creamy dressing instead of a mayonnaise-based dressing, because of not because I don't like mayonnaise, but because of the cholesterol and just it's literally just oil and egg yolk. Then to use like a coconut yogurt base or it's a whole fat base, like a tahini base that we've done in here. Anything like that if you want that creamy feel. I personally would do like a tahini base that we've done in here, or avocado based one. But if you want a yogurt one, you can use like a coconut based yogurt. And it gives you that same mouthfeel as the mayonnaise. And I just want to throw up just hearing that. No, it's just I just don't like man. I think I never liked condiments in general, but when I went to culinary school, you have to. You come on, Pri, you're beautiful. Come on, just do your thing. Culinary school, every day you had to make buckets and buckets of mayonnaise, and when I actually had to crack all those eggs and then just stream in the oil and hand whisk buckets and buckets of oil, and I just not know it was just oil and egg and lemon juice to make mayonnaise. I was so grossed out, and I never liked it before then. But when I had to make it all the time, I said I can't ever do this. This is nothing healthy about this. It has the flavor. I can't. Just can't do it. Yep. I use the avocado and play anything that says mayonnaise. I automatically switch it for avocado, or if it's a texture thing, I might use a plain yogurt like I did here. Blend it. It gets really creamy. Like for what? Yeah, if I'm trying to do like a mayonnaise, then I would just add like a little bit of lemon juice, just like you would in regular mayonnaise. But you wouldn't need any of the oil. The avocado is the oil in the egg in itself. And then you just add the lemon juice and then I would add some salt and pepper. But that's it. Yep. Any other questions or comments? Oh, okay. Roasting those vegetables brings out the flavor. In this huge pot, I only add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, some people might want to add a little bit more salt, and I could, like, if I did for my husband, he would want more salt. But 1 teaspoon in this whole huge pot. Yeah, because the flavor comes through from the roasting.
So you use the miso paste in place of salt?
Yeah. Yep. And if there's rice left, y'all can have more if y'all want it. Oh, so y'all eating now. You don't have no more questions, huh? Okay. Yeah, I got real quiet. Is this something that y'all would do? Okay. It's not hard. You wouldn't? It's too much? Yeah. Oh, you do say that. Oh, okay. I understand that. I understand that completely. Okay, so if y'all don't have any other questions, no comments, nothing? Well, I'll just say one little thing. So we had our sugar conversation today. I would like for that to stick with you all, and I would love it even better if you would share that with your friends, family, and children, because the overconsumption of sugar in this country is just, it's what's causing us to be terribly, terribly sick. And people younger and younger and younger are passing away from preventable diseases. And I'm not saying sugar is the only thing that we need to work on, but that's like the biggest thing we need to work on. Sugar is everywhere. Read your labels. If you're not buying one product things that don't have a label, if you're buying stuff that has a label, make sure you read that label and you understand that label, so you actually know what you're consuming, so you can make those choices. Because I'm sure some of you all did not know that all that sugar is in one little bottle that you can smash in 5 minutes, and that you're having that kind of impact on your health so negatively, right? It's better get some water, squeeze some lime in it, and put a drop of agave. Make your own lemonade. Okay, it'll taste way better. You can make a big batch of that. There's so many things you can do, but to share this with people, especially kids, because all I do is see kids eat Takis. Like they constantly eating Takis and Doritos and drinking. I can't remember the name of the little juice things. Whatever it is, I don't know. It's just, and then with food coloring and other chemicals, right? And they think it's cute. Oh, they're kids. Let them be kids. No. When they get older, then they don't know any better. They don't know any better, okay? That's right. It does change them. It really does. That's a whole other conversation.
Like you said, that school period that we was in where it was very little of it. We're basically in this room in the middle of that. So we didn't start off that way, but we ended up that way. And God knows how many health ailments that we actually have now.
And it's gone in parallel with all the convenience foods. Because we didn't have, if you look at the old TV screens, people were not overweight. People, they weren't in general, like the extras, just people walk around in the background. But now look at today, it's been normalized. Here, it's normalized. And then I'm not anti-body positivity movement. You should always feel great about yourself wherever you are. You absolutely should. But that's still separate from your health. Okay, like I told you all, I was well over 300 pounds. Like I was still cute, but I was big. Okay, cute and fat and unhealthy and healthy. They're separate, right? It is. I'm not less beautiful because I'm overweight. That's not it. But my organs, but my blood. You have to address those things. Yes, they go hand in hand. Now, technically, there are people that are sick like me and can be healthy by their blood work and their organs, and then people could be slim as her and all jacked up inside. So you can't just look at someone on the outside in general unless you're trained and just can tell what's going on the inside, because it doesn't. It's called slim fat. People who are skinny, they have fatty livers, their blood sugar. It's a mess. So you can't base it off that. But you know what you're eating, you know what you're drinking. And you know if you feel your best. Do you feel your absolute best? And if your answer is no, then there's things to change. It doesn't matter how you look. If you don't feel your absolute best, you need to make some changes. And it's easy to make the changes. And like I said, start where you are. Start what you can handle. And don't let anybody judge you. And I know it can be frustrating if you're trying to make a change and you're in a household when other people aren't trying to make that same change with you, right? But you have to change for you. You have to change for you. Because you're the only one's going to sustain it. And you'll be the example to the other people in your household. Like my family. I'll give you one anecdote. My family, I was always, like, it's me and my sister. My sister was always the beautiful one, because she is. And I was the smart one, even though she's just as smart. Okay? But I was the smart one. She was the beautiful one. My sister was always this big growing up, and I was always thick, and then husky, and then fat. Okay? So... And we ate the same thing. It wasn't like I was going off in the corner eating something. We ate the same Nigerian food in the house, but she was naturally skinny and I was naturally not. And she didn't have any health problems presented early on like I did. Like I told you, I started my period at age 9, which is extremely early for the men in the room. That's very, very early. I developed very, very early. My sister did not. It was just like, how do we live in the same household, eat the same food, and I have this and she has that, right? Because that's just what happened, okay? So... Genetics, yes. My mom is always been very curvy. My mom was selfish. My mama had all the butt. Is that she didn't give to me. She gave a part of it, a little bit to my sister, a little bit to me, but we didn't get the whole bam thing, She kept that for herself selfishly, right? And my sister was like slim like my dad, and I was like, I guess, curvy without the curves like my mom, okay? Because I don't have no hips. But yeah, so that's what it was, and I had to make the changes for myself. I couldn't do it for anybody else. But so when I started this lifestyle over 6 years ago now, because my husband and I, 2018. When I started in 2018, I didn't do it for anybody. I did it for myself. And my family, like, oh, that's cute. You're going to start eating chicken again. You're going to, like, no, And then when they saw that all the diseases and things that I had and struggled with my whole life went away, they kind of like, I don't know about the whole vegan thing, but okay, that worked for you. And then as they started to progress and get worse, every time they get sick, whose phone they blowing up? Why are you calling me? I thought it wasn't about that. Why are you calling me? Then as someone in my family was been touched with lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma, right? Then they're like blowing my phone up. Like now, like, hey, I hear everything you've been talking about. I really want to do it. I didn't think I could do it, but now this diagnosis has really been the kick in the pants to do what I know I've needed to do. And so this person, my family, this person doesn't want me to disclose who they are. This person in my family has done a 180, like a 180. She decided on her own. My whole family is all women, so that won't mean anything. It's all women in my family. She decided on her own to say to her doctor that she wanted to give herself 120 days to give her body the chance to heal itself and not do the cancer and radiation immediately. Because when you get a diagnosis like that, they try to make it seem like it's an emergency. That cancer's been there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Okay? And it's a cash cow thing for them. They get like $35,000 just off the basic stuff, and then the more things you add on to it, it's a whole business industry. And then they put fear in you, and they put fear into this person, saying you're not going to be here for your children. Every person I know who went natural died, and all this stuff. Like just absolute, just ludicrousness, right? Your body, put it there. Your body can get rid of it, and cancer is a good thing, because otherwise you would have already been dead. Your body's taking all those abnormal cells and just putting it inside its own tissue so that your blood doesn't get polluted. That's what it's doing. It's protecting you, right? Otherwise, you would have been gone. If that just stayed in your blood, you would have been gone. So the cancer is giving you time to saying, hey, get it together. Get it together. It's not too late. Now, if you choose to go the medical route today, there's no judgment. But there's other ways, because it got there. It can go away. But if you know yourself and you know that you're not going to make the changes that you need to make, then don't do it. Because then you're going to blame the natural way, say the natural way doesn't work, when you didn't do your part. You weren't fully committed. Now, this person in my family has been fully committed, and in just 1 month, already see it's been already shrinking, all the blood work, everything. And we've been keeping really close track. So things are possible. It's not an anomaly. It's not just a miracle for her. It's because she said, I'm choosing myself. I don't want to do this. I want to be there for my kids. And that's the decision she made. So I said all that to say, be where you are. Make the choices that are good for you. Don't let anybody tell you what you should do. Don't let the fact that you don't think, if you don't like yourself in the mirror, then change it. Okay? You have the choice to change it. But don't hate yourself because you don't like something about yourself. Okay? It's temporary. If you don't like it, don't just hate it and get depressed. Do something about it. But love yourself where you are and know that you're beautiful where you are right now. Okay? That is so important, because more than the actual eating and the doing of this, it's the mental. If your mental's off, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Now, I don't know why I just went on this whole tangent, because this was not planned. But I did. That was not me. That was a download. But yes, so whoever needs to hear that. So it doesn't matter what the diagnosis part, it doesn't matter what it is. It got there, it can go. But you have to trust yourself and do the thing. Don't be seduced by everything on the corner here. Make the changes for you, because you can do it. And it's not just some special person that's special for them. It could be special for you too. Right? But if you choose not to, follow the program all the way. Whatever you're going to do, be fully committed. Don't be lukewarm. Okay? You want your hair to grow back? Do the things you got to do to get your hair to grow back. You want your skin to clear up? Do the things to make the skin clear up. If you don't like seeing yourself naked in the mirror, change it. Don't make your husband feel bad about it. Don't make your wife feel bad about it. Do something about it. Okay? Because it's you. It's your responsibility. You tell it. We have a. We're gonna wrap it up
On May 17th,
with
I went
Sheila.
to the doctor. I was a diabetic.
You gotta speak louder.
May 17th,
Hold on, Marcia. You can turn the fan off so they can hear her.
on May 17th, I went to the doctor. I was a diabetic. I was seeing Coretta. I was consulting with Annie, and I was on 1,000 milligrams of metformin. So since I transitioned and I've been eating and following what they told me to do, my A1C is 5.3, and I'm not on any medication. Like you said, the mindset.
It's all in the mindset.
No more pricking, none of that.
Yes. Go ahead, Deb.
So yeah, so I was just telling my sister here, when I came here, I was following a keto lifestyle. I was all meat and all cheese, and I'm gonna have cheese for the rest of my life. I just knew it. And I was thinner. Yeah, you do actually lose weight faster, but my cholesterol was high. Like when you go to the doctor, yeah, she's like, oh my god, you lost weight. But then there was these other things, low cholesterol, good or whatever, it was high. So I came in here and since then just stop on a challenge. Don't eat sugar. Don't eat dairy for 7 days. And in 7 days, my pain changed. So I'm like, I'm gonna go 30 days. 30 days. So now that's April 1st. Here we are in June, and I'm on the court playing pickleball. Like I'm agile. I'm moving. There's no pain. There's no arthritis. There's none of that. And that was dairy and sugar. That's all it was. Dairy and sugar. I cut it out, and now I live a different lifestyle. Well, I would never eat cheese. I will never. I love cheese. I will never eat it again. But there are alternatives that
Yeah.
taste just as good. I'm satisfied. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. I didn't come here to be a vegan. I tell everybody, I'm here to be a vegan. I came here like just to hear what you had to say, learn how to cook or something. But yeah, thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you all because this class isn't where it's yes, I'm doing this part, but if y'all are not here, then it's a collective thing. So I'm not here for any accolades or anything like that because like I started this class just to wrap it up. I started this class because my followers, I always say take it from me. I know I should change that story. I know that, but because of medical malpractice, that he was killed in the hospital. And I said I would never sit in the hospital again and let these doctors act like they were God and talk a language that I didn't understand and put fear in me and my father. And then they killed him. And then when I say I'm sorry, it's too late. I don't want your sorry, right? So instead of getting angry and going to sue and all that because I knew my dad would not want me to do that, I went to school. That's when I became a board certified holistic nutritionist. I'm in school to be a naturopathic doctor so that I can help other people so they're not ever in that situation that I was in, sitting in the room knowing everything my body said, everything they said, it did not feel right. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, he was already on blood thinner. Why are you putting him on a blood thinner? Why? He's not even here for that. No, till my dad passed away. I don't know if I ever shared this part, but I'll just go ahead and share since we're being honest. My dad, prior to changing his life, my dad changed his lifestyle with me. We watched What the Health, and I went to the kitchen, threw all that crap out, and we just started. My dad, like I said, he was always my best friend since I was born. He's my best friend and everything. So we did it together with no question, no hesitation. And everything, my dad was on all these, he had quadruple bypass surgery. He was a small guy, but he had a big belly like most Nigerian men do, right? But went away. He was super slim. He was athletic. He always played tennis and everything, and everything just changed. So when we changed our diets, like the weight I wasn't even trying to lose weight. Like I told you, I didn't care. I have been fat. Didn't care. Okay, right? And I like to call things what they are. Like I was fat. I can't say I was a slim, thick. I wasn't thick. I was fat. Okay, I'm thick now. I was fat then. Okay, so and that's what it was. And it just fell off. I didn't care. I was feeling good for the first time ever in my life. My dad was off these he was on 19 medications. Okay, after having that surgery. Then he had a minor stroke. They gave him a defibrillator. He went in for a checkup, just a regular checkup. They like, oh, we're going to put you through a scan just to check you. They did not turn off his defibrillator. So he's inside literally a huge magnet, okay? And they did not have the machine to turn off his defibrillator. And he's in a doctor's office. So they had to rush him to the hospital. When they get him to the hospital, they put him on a blood thinner called heparin. I don't know if you know heparin. They put him on a heparin IV. I left my job this when I was still in corporate America. I got there, and I said, why is he on heparin? He's here. Y'all messed up. Why is he on a blood thinner? Right? And they're like, oh, it's just standard protocol. I was like, I don't care what your standard protocol is, but I didn't have the language or the knowledge to know what to say or what to do because they're trying to come up with me what it sounded like gibberish of why they justify that. But my Everything in my body told me that it shouldn't be like that. Then I'm like, so they finally get him turn it off, but now everything's out of whack because it's been going off for so long. And then he ended up, from the blood thinner, he ended up having a brain hemorrhage and died. And after he had changed his whole life off all his medications, I mean, every day he was going for a run. I mean, we just did so many things. The last 4 years of his life, I had begged my father to live with me because I would drive every weekend to Greensboro to check on him, do his medications, do a food prep for him, drive back. And I was like, Dad, I'm tired of driving to Greensboro. Can you please just move in with me? And he wanted to do his own thing because he was his own man. But our house is large enough where he could have his own wing. And I wasn't taking care of him. I just wanted him to be close to me. So the last 4 years, he lived with me and my husband. And so yeah, that's how I say he was taken from me. So I left that day after he died, February 7th of 2020. But April, I was in school because I said, this anger will consume me and I'm going to be bitter and I'm going to get sicker. And I know if you knew my father, he would not want me to go and do the things that I was planning on doing, like, suing them and all the things because they're going to bring him his 20-year past of having a bad heart and not the last 5 years of him being abundantly healthy. So I changed paths. So that's the only reason we're here in this class today, is in honor and memory of my father. So that's why I said this is not me. This is a download, and I'm grateful for all y'all being here and your participation. So I don't know if I've ever shared that publicly, but I shared it. So now YouTube, y'all know now, okay? Yeah, and I can get through about sobbing and crying. But yeah, so now it's been 4 years about one of the true loves of my life, and that's him. Like he always said, we were each other's other half of the brain. Like we could finish our sentences and everything. Everything good about me is from him. I don't credit, that's all him. So anyway, if you know me, you know my dad. So anyway, so I'll start crying now. So thank y'all very, very much. We have our last class next Sunday here. Subsequently, we will do something here on Sunday. Chef and I are working it out, and I will send it out to you all in a newsletter that I did not send out for the last 2 months because I've been busy. But I'm going to send one out to let you all know what's coming up. We're thinking about doing something for children to teach kids how to eat and want to eat healthy things and actually like it. So like they like spaghetti, let's make a healthy spaghetti. They like chocolate chip cookies, let's make a healthy chocolate chip cookie. Whatever kids want to eat, but make it healthy and have it where you all can either know a child to bring it here or you can sponsor a child to come here. And we can teach them. That's what we're thinking. Or if y'all have another or better idea, let us know. Okay, we're open. But Chef and I will let you know soon. I appreciate y'all being so, open and sharing your personal experiences. I know it got hot in there. We turned the fan off. Turn the fan back on. But we're going to go ahead and conclude. Hopefully, I'll see most of you next week. If y'all want some more, please come here and get some more. And I thank you all so much. Have an amazing day. Okay, bye, y'all.